Hey, how you doing? My name is Danielle, and today we are going to talk about what's for dinner. I got 3 different meals, 3 different dinner ideas, super easy, family friendly, keto friendly, and good. So if you guys are here for it, please stay tuned. Hey friends, welcome back. Today we are cooking. We are talking about what's for dinner. And not only is today like a special video because I got 3 different meal ideas, today's also a collab with my girl Jessica O'Donohue. I absolutely love her. You guys need to go ahead and follow my girl. She is a spunky ray of sunshine that we all need. I absolutely love the bunkies, her and her husband, and I just think they're just so sweet and just kind, and you just love them. You just watch them and you love them and you want to be best friends with them. So I love you, Jessica. I really love everything you do. I love your personality. I love how sweet you and your husband are, and you guys really just shine. You guys really shine in who you are. So thank you for doing this collab with me. She's also doing What's for Dinner. If you guys have not seen Jessica or her content, she is the queen of What's for Dinner. She does not follow like keto or anything like that, but she makes some good stuff, and her and her husband are together and they're just like such a dynamic duo. I absolutely love them and I cannot wait to see what unfolds for them. If you're from Jessica's channel, hi, my name is Danielle, and over here we do the keto diet, but don't worry, if you don't do keto, you could always change things up or just eat it, because I promise everything I make is super good. I am a mom of 3 girls, 15, 10, and 6. I'm a married woman. I live on the south side of Chicago, and I just do this YouTube thing and hang out with you guys. So would love for you to stick around, subscribe, join the crew. We're real friends over here and we get along just fine. It's a good place to be. And yeah, so without further ado, let me show you what's for dinner. All right, welcome to an easy weeknight meal for us. We are having some of these burgers. I made them before. They are like half beef brisket, half ground sirloin burgers. They're very, very good. Super duper keto. I have 2 on here because this is basically all I've eaten today. So yeah, I have just a little bit of mayonnaise, actually 1 tablespoon, so 30 grams. I have 1 tablespoon of mild giardiniera, and I have a ton of Dijon mustard, and this is 2 grams of iceberg lettuce, and I'm just going to eat it like that. Leo is going to have them with the sola bread. So yeah, these things are pretty filling. I just go ahead and fry them in the frying pan, and that's it. I'm going to put a little salt and pepper on them, and that's all they need because they're that good. I got them from Mariano's. They are like so freaking good. If you guys can pick them up, I suggest you do so. I got them on sale. That's the only reason I bought them. But yeah, all you need to do is throw a little salt and pepper. I just top the pan, I cook it on low, and I put a little foil over it. And yeah, we have a snowstorm here tonight, so easy cooking for mom. But yeah, that's what's for dinner. All right, my friends, we are getting ready to start on dinner. Tonight's dinner is going to be a keto casserole. It's super simple. You don't have to be keto to eat this. It's just keto friendly, but it is really good. What we have right here is some pork sausage. This is the one from Aldi. You don't have to use pork sausage. You can use turkey sausage. You can use ground beef, whatever you choose, but we like it with the pork sausage. I have 2 little containers. I don't know what they're called. Little, yeah, Aldi, 2 of them, whatever. I believe they're 1 pound each. Yeah, so 1 pound each. This casserole will be enough to feed a family of 5, and then enough for leftovers for Leo for work tomorrow. So it's essentially like 6 servings, okay? We are going to use some organic broccoli florets. It doesn't have to be organic, but we just so happen to have the organic ones. These are microwavable, so before I add them to the casserole, I will go ahead and cook them in the microwave to make sure they're done. We got some Philadelphia cream cheese. If you are keto, I always suggest using Philadelphia just because it is the one with the minimal amount of carbs. I believe it's less than 1 carb per ounce, so that's pretty impressive. We're gonna probably use about 5 ounces of cream cheese. You can use more if you like it very creamy. Whatever you like to do is completely up to you. We are going to shred up about a half of this pepper jack cheese. You can use whatever cheese you like as well. If you have already shredded, do that. This is just the one we have on hand, so I'm going to shred up about a half a brick of this. I have a little bit left over here too, so I want to make sure I use them both. But yeah, I want to shred up that. And yeah, so first things first is I'm going to open these up and I'm going to fry this pork sausage, and I'm going to, yeah, make sure it's all cooked up. We are going to cook this first, but we're going to preheat our oven. I'm going to preheat mine for 425. So yeah, I'm going to preheat my oven to 425, and then by the time the pork is cooked up, it, you know, can go in, and then we're going to cook these. So this is very simple. You're just going to toss it up, and it doesn't even require any seasoning either. You're just going to cook it all up because the pork has a really good flavor. Cream cheese is always a good idea, and then the cheese on top, I mean, delicious and easy. Plus you're getting some veggies, no brainer. But all right, let's get this pork sausage cooked up. So the pork sausage is now done. So what I'm going to do next is right here I have just a white casserole dish. I am going to just spoon all the pork into here. So I'm going to put all the pork into here. And then my broccoli is done out of the microwave. And then once that is in, I'm going to mix that together and I'll show you what else. Okay, so I have the pork all in here. I'm going to add in my broccoli. Be careful because it is going to be hot. I'm going to make sure I get all the water out though, because I don't want it to water down the casserole. Just pulling out with these tongs because I can't drain this water. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to just take a spoon, because these are kind of hot still, so I can just kind of break them down a little bit. So you just don't have like random chunks of broccoli. I kind of want it to be dispersed, so everybody gets a little chunk of broccoli. And honestly, if my kids see the broccoli this big, they will pick it out and they won't eat it, even if it's covered in cream cheese and shredded cheese, you know? It's like green and they think it's like a no-go for them or something. I don't know, but you gotta be sneaky. So here's everything all in there. Next up is going to be our cream cheese. Again, we're doing the Philadelphia. About 4 ounces of, I got the dullest knife in the world right now, of Philadelphia cream cheese. And since the meat and the broccoli are already hot, it'll melt down pretty quickly. So we're gonna mix that in just to make sure everything's all covered with the cream cheese, okay? If you want to add more cream cheese, you totally can. I don't recommend adding any type of salt to this meal because the pork is a little salty. You could add like a dash of heavy cream to this if you wanted to make it a little bit creamier. I prefer not to with this because if it's too creamy, Leo and the kids won't eat it. So you just kind of go through and you're mixing up all the cream cheese throughout the entire casserole. If you guys are keto, low carb, be careful with these pork sausages. Always read the nutrition label because not everything is made equally, okay? Some of these sausages, I forget the brand, have quite a few carbs in them. I think it's like the Jimmy Dean ones maybe, or I can't think of the name of them now. But just watch the nutrient labels because they've got me a couple times on that stuff. Benny is waiting patiently for me to drop just the slightest bit for him. If you guys are new here, that's Benny. Right, Bubba? Are you waiting? Benny? Are you waiting? Are you waiting for little scrapes? Also, a lot of people ask like what Benny is. He is a rescue. We rescued Benny. He is half Spaniel, half Chihuahua. And he acts every bit Chihuahua too, let me tell you. So now I'm just flattening it out. And then I'm gonna go in with my cheese. And I'm just gonna make sure everything gets covered. Happy to report I didn't shred any of my hand off while shredding this cheese, which I usually do. You could add more cheese if you like, whatever you want. Here is our casserole. So this is gonna go into the oven that's preheated at 425 for about 20-25 minutes until the cheese is real bubbly, ooey and gooey, okay? So I will check with you when it's done. So here is our casserole. This is about 25 minutes in. My oven does run a little bit lower, so it takes me a little bit longer to bake stuff. But so just, you know, temp your oven accordingly, you know how yours works. But yeah, so this is it. We're gonna go ahead and put it on a plate so you guys can kind of see, but so easy and it's so good. But yeah. So be careful touching the outside. So you can see it has a nice thick layer. It's a very hearty dish. So you can serve this with like a side salad, some biscuits. You can do some like keto biscuits. You can do regular biscuits, whatever you want. But we're just going to have it just like this. So this is going to be Leo's dish. That's why it's a little bit bigger of a portion. But because of the fatty, the meat's a little bit fattier, it is very filling and it is a heavier dish. So a little bit will go a long way. But this is a super easy weeknight meal. Definitely can be made for like meal prep because, you know, you can just divide this up throughout the week and it reheats like a dream. And it's very affordable. Everything you can get at Aldi. And yeah, so, and you don't have to be keto, but if you are keto or low carb, here you go. But there is our other, I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow for meal number 3. What do you think, Sophie? What do you think of the casserole? It's good? Mm-hmm. Would you recommend people feeding it to their families? Mm-hmm. To their kids? You like it too, Becky? Yeah? All right, tell them, recommend. So I am going to start on a avocado cream sauce, okay? Tonight we're gonna have tacos, and I know if you guys have been here, you've seen me haul this. Let me get it out of the fridge here. Where you at? This bad boy from Costco. This is the cilantro lime crema, and it does have carbs in it, but it has like a lot of like sweeteners and stuff like that that have kicked me out of ketosis. So I was like, look, I have a taste for that. And I just went and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make it myself. I have been trying to make a lot of my sauces, my spices, all those things on my own. So today's gonna be no different. So I will leave this recipe linked. I kind of just found it, but we're gonna need a whole avocado, which I have one already sliced. I am adding a half of a jalapeno. This recipe did not call for it, but I'm gonna add it because I like a little bit of a heat to it. We got some cloves of fresh garlic here, a little handful of fresh cilantro, a half of a lime. We're gonna add in a fourth of a cup of sour cream, and then a couple tablespoons of this extra virgin olive oil, and we're gonna throw it in our food processor and process it all up. So I'm really excited. I love a good dressing, so I'm here for it. But all right, let's get it mixed up. I do have a mini food processor. If you have a blender, use that, whatever you got on hand, okay guys? All right, so I'm going to just toss in my cilantro. So that'll go in there. We're gonna toss in our jalapeno, our cloves of garlic. We're gonna take 3 tablespoons of olive oil. This is extra virgin olive oil, 3 of them. We're going to take some Daisy sour cream, 1/4 of a cup of that. So we're just gonna toss that in there. A lot of these recipes I found did call for some form of milk, and I didn't want to add any milk in there. So that's why I opted for the one with the sour cream. We have a ripe avocado. We're just gonna take the seed out. We're just going to scrape that off and throw that in here as well. Toss the avocado in there. We're gonna take the juice of half of a lime. You could always add more lime juice if you want. This one's pretty juicy, so we're just gonna add that in there. We're gonna take some black pepper, and we're gonna take some sea salt, I'm just going to shake a little bit in there as well. So there it is. Let's give it a try here. Oh damn, that's good. Hey Lee, you wanna try? All right, Leo's coming. So you know the one that I bought from Costco? This is kind of like a cleaner version of it, okay?
Crema one?
The crema one? That there crema?
Pretty good.
That's pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
This would be good on like fish too, huh?
It'd be good on anything.
You think some more salt, pepper, anything? Or you think I should have put a little bit more jalapeno in there?
I don't know, I can't tell because, yeah, well, it's not spicy at all, but.
Should we put a little bit more jalapeno in there?
I can't tell the saltiness because these things are so ridiculously salty, so they're perfect with the wisp, so.
Yeah. Well, so I'm going to, I don't want to add too much because the kids won't eat it. Too, if I add more jalapeno to it, they won't eat it. But all right, I'm going to add this just to a bowl and throw it into the fridge, and we can have that later, but this is freaking delicious. And it's clean, guys, so we know exactly what's in there. We don't have to worry. So, there you go. We got a nice little dressing to add to our keto list here, and even if you're not keto, you can have this. You don't have to, I mean, just because I eat keto, you don't have to eat keto and still make the things I make. The stuff I still make is still really good. But all right, I'm gonna throw this in the fridge and then we'll start on dinner shortly. All right, so what's for dinner tonight? We are having, not that, we are having pork belly. If you guys have never been here before, we live for the pork belly, but obviously you guys don't have to eat what we eat. You can use your whatever. You can do ground beef, steak, whatever, but we're gonna have pork belly tacos. So we're gonna fry these bad boys up. You don't have to season them much at all. Actually, I'm only gonna season them with a little bit of pepper, maybe some garlic salt, and that's it. And I'm gonna fry them in the cast iron. So we'll have that, and I'm gonna do pork belly like taco salad. But my family will probably just have it with tortillas, and I'm gonna do like a whole thing with it with that avocado cream sauce we made. Benny, no. And then on the side, I got these. And then on the side, we are gonna have some potatoes or radishes. So if you guys have never knew or never tried or just new here in general, radishes are a perfect low-carb dupe for potatoes. Yeah, they are a perfect dupe for them. You wouldn't believe it until you tried it, but they are very, very good. I don't like radishes raw like my mom used to make them all the time, and I did not like them. But if you cut them up and you fry them up, I promise you, they taste just like those red russet potatoes. Leo hates onions and radishes and all the things, but he actually loves when I do radish potatoes. So I'm going to dice these up and we will fry them in the cast iron as well. The only thing about these is because they are small, they are a little time consuming to cut, but we're going to chop off each end and then just dice them up. So we got some like small red potatoes to go with dinner, and we will season them with, I don't know yet. Let's see what we can figure out. We might make our own little seasoning. But yeah, very simple. Very, very easy. It's just a little bit of prep work with the radishes. Okay, so here are the radishes. I just diced them up small. We're going to cook them in a pan with a little bit of olive oil. But I wanted to show you how I prep those. It does take a little bit, but so worth it, especially if you're craving like that potato. So you didn't have to eat all of these. Like usually what I'll do is what I make them is I'll save some, and then I can have like a breakfast like skillet, like a potato skillet the next day. Had like potato, but it's really radishes. So really easy, and it's one of those things where you can also meal prep and have it for the week, okay? So Leo is going to slice up the pork belly. Hold on, let me show them. Hold on, ready?
Oh, he's already here.
He's already here, look. Like every time Leo goes to sharpen the knife, this one. Benny, what are you doing? You waiting for Dad? But yeah, so this is just the pork belly. You guys, I've made a recipe with it a couple weeks ago and we just slow baked it. But this one we're just gonna dice up really small and just fry it in the cast iron. I know it seems like a lot, but once you cook this down, it really shrinks to a small amount. So yeah, this is about a half of a pork belly that we have saved, and I had it in the freezer and I just defrosted it. So we're having tacos tonight. Okay, so this is gonna be my pan for my radishes. So I'm just got like about a, tablespoon or so of oil in the pan heating up. And then we're going to heat up our cast iron because we're going to cook the potbelly in the cast iron. But honestly, guys, you cook it for a good amount of time because you want it to really get real crispy. That's the way we like it. So it's gonna sit in the pan for a while. The radishes, we want to give them a nice little coat and then cook them for a little bit longer too, probably about 20 minutes. I'll show you how you can tell, because if you don't cook them like all the way, if they're still a little raw, they definitely will give off that onion crunch, and we don't want that. We don't want that for us. So this is ready. Dump the radishes into the pan. So what I do is I kind of toss them around to make sure all of them kind of get a coat of the oil. Okay. Because I like for them to get real crispy. You know how like when you go to the diners and they give you like those crispy little like hash brown potatoes? That's what I like. So now that we have them and I flatten them out, we're going to season them with some garlic salt and a ton of fresh black pepper. So I go a little bit heavy because they are going to give off some water. So you can do that. And then, okay, perfect. We're going to do the pepper. And then we give that a real generous coating too. And we're gonna let them like cook on this side for about 10 minutes or so, and then we will flip and stir them. So we're just gonna want everything to get nice and coated and crispy. So this is a real easy meal. It just takes a little bit of time. So probably for the radishes, for this amount, I would probably say about 20-ish minutes on medium heat. And then for the cast iron, for the pork, I would say probably about just as long, 20-25 minutes or so, until they get real crispy. So the cast iron's heated up. We can toss those in here. All right, so our skillet is nice and warm. You can see you got a little smoke coming off of it. And we're going to, I want to show you how he chopped up those. He just chopped them up into like bite-sized pieces, okay? So that's all nice and chopped up. And we're gonna dump it into the skillet. Yes. We're big skillet fans around here. So for the pork belly, I don't season it too heavy because pork belly tends to be salty. So all we're gonna season it with is just some salt and pepper, or
a little bit of salt and mostly pepper.
Yeah, a little bit of salt and just mostly pepper. You will notice too, I just want to show you guys that when they start to cook, they're gonna turn a little pink, completely normal. But I want them to get a little bit more toasted before I flip, so. Leo's just going through and he's just flipping around the meat, and then we're gonna season it some more. And then we just leave a flat layer and we let it cook. And it's really gonna shrink down. It's gonna seem like it's not, but it will. We're going to leave both of these on medium heat, and we're just gonna cook them and just watch and make sure everything looks okay. But again, for about 20-25 minutes or so, and that'll be perfect for our taco night. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of flip them over. They do shrink as well. You could add some cream cheese to this if you wanted to like fatten them up. I've done taco seasoning, or if you wanted to, I usually make my own taco seasoning, but I don't have any on hand. So that's why I just did real basic, but really, really good. But again, the trick is to making sure they are cooked all the way through. You do not want to not cook them all the way through, because you definitely will get that raw radish onion taste. And you would be like, they lied. So just flipping them, and then I just press it flat again. So it'll cook up. And then we have our pork belly still going here, okay? And you'll notice that it's starting to cook down. Pork, generally with this kind of pork, it doesn't take too long to cook. But again, we want to get it not just cooked, we want to get it crispy. We want it kind of fried. So it's going to be, you know, like I said, a little bit. So you can see that it's starting to get real crispy. You pretty much cooked up all the water, and that's just its fat, so it's basically deep frying itself, which we want them all to get like nice and crispy like that. So that's looking really good. That's maybe another, I would say 10 minutes. Right around this time though, you're going to want to come up and maybe every few minutes and scrape them because they will stick to the bottom of the pan. And then you can tell with our radishes, it is a lot less than what you would have seen like when we started. And they are like this light pink color, but if you can tell, they got a real nice crisp to it. So these are almost done. We're gonna let the pork get nice and crispy, and then we're gonna just let these go for maybe a few more minutes. I want them to be a little bit crispier, and then we'll plate up everything, and then I'll show you what's for dinner. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to plate up like option number 1 for your taco. So right here I have a Mission low carb tortilla. You can use whatever you like, okay? As you can see, the pork is done. So, all right, so right here we have just a bowl of the pork. We drained it a little bit for the grease. And like I said, I have one of these low carb tortilla wraps. We're gonna fill it. So that's that. And then I'm going to take a little bit of some shredded lettuce, put it over the top. And then don't forget, we have our homemade avocado cream. So I'm going to top that over here. Okay. And then a little bit of Valentina. So we put that shit on everything. So that's your taco with everything on there. This is going to be for Leo. And then don't forget, we got to add in our potatoes. If you had some like crumbly Mexican cheese, you can totally put that on the top and have it with your taco, and that's it. How did the meat come out? Perfect. How about with this, the cream too, that homemade avocado cream? Mm-hmm. Not too much. It kind of takes away from the saltiness a little bit. Yeah. Good. All right, now he's gonna try the potatoes.
You have to give me a minute or two. That's just piping up.
So while he's waiting for his food to cool, let me show you how I'm gonna prep mine. I don't really eat those tortillas. I just don't like those because I try to watch my total carbs. So I'm gonna take just some pork onto a bed of lettuce. Just like you would do, like, you know, any type of taco salad. You could add tomatoes and stuff like that too if you wanted. But I'm going to do the pork. And then I'm going to take some of the potatoes or the radishes, and I'm going to put those on top. And then there's that, and it's super colorful as well. So, you know, they say your food should be real colorful. But there you go. Want to switch over? Sorry, babe. And then on top of it, I'm going to add a dollop of my homemade avocado cream here. And then I'm going to put some Valentina sauce on it. Sorry if my lighting's bad, but that is my taco salad. So you could do whatever you want to do, you know, depending on your likes and needs. So I opted for the salad. Leo opted for the tortillas. Let's ask him, how did the, hold on, you're not focusing. There you go. How did the radishes come out?
They're good.
They taste like potatoes?
No, but they're good. They're a good substitute.
Yeah. Do they taste like radishes?
No, they don't. They don't taste like radishes. I hate radishes.
So
it's a pretty good substitute. The texture and everything's the same, but the taste is a little off. But I think if you put like a bunch of butter and salt and pepper on it,
yeah,
they're good.
Okay. All right, so this is what's for dinner. We're gonna sit down and eat, and then we'll be back. Okay, so you seen the dinner ideas. I hope you guys enjoyed them. Everything was super easy, super affordable, super family friendly, yada yada yada. Y'all already know, you know how I do it. So if you guys are planning on recreating anything, please let me know. Hopefully give you some ideas, some meal inspirations. I know cooking dinner can become redundant and boring, and everybody does the same thing, or every night does the same thing, and you're like, you're to the point where you're not even hungry because you don't want to eat the same thing. hopefully this changes after this meal. Again, don't forget to check out Jessica. I will link her channel and everything down below. Love you, girl. You're the bomb. Love the bunkies. Hashtag team bunkies over here. But yeah, all right, guys, I will see you. If you're from Jessica's channel, don't forget to stick around. I would love to have you. And yeah, I gotta go with kids from school. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Take it easy, friends.